Alright, so welcome to my blog designthought.blogspot.com, and this is your Bari Rajit at your service as being an aspiring strategist. So when I use that word strategist and when I say people that I want to be an aspiring social warfare strategist, people take it as weird. But you know what? This is not weird, right? In this world, you need to strategize your approach to each and everything which you're doing. Otherwise, believe me, you're not going to be influential. What influential people do is that they have a set of strategies which they apply at each and every specific point of time, consciously or unconsciously, but they get the results for it. Alright, so this is what my intuition is, and I want to share this with you. And in this talk of mine, I assure you that after a few minutes, you're going to be having something under your belt that when you sit back again in front of the social networking site, Facebook, you're going to be someone who's a different person altogether. You're going to be a person who has immense popularity, someone who can influence people right back there. And just imagine the kind of, the freeness and the kind of popularity that you will actually, attract towards you. So here we are with my Facebook edition of how to strategize your work on that SN and this is the 5 ways to immense influence. And so here I start with my talk. Alright, so the first one, the first thing that people do or which makes them lose popularity is that they become predictable in their approaches. Whenever you're sitting in front of an SN you always have some kind of topics to always deal with or a status to update. But what actually people have been doing is it's been getting predictable. For example, most of the people around me have been getting philosophical in their approach. Life is like this, life is like that. I'm not interested, buddy. But what life is to you, that is to you. If every time you keep pondering upon the same thing and you keep saying the same thing back and back again to someone else, that person is ultimately going to get bored by it. And so what you need to do on Facebook or on any social networking site is that you don't need to get into that circle of predictability where when your another status update comes, that person is subtly, sensing that in his mind that it is going to be on the same lines. And that is what the problem is. That is where the real problem is. Alright, the second one is don't get repetitive. And that is somewhat belonged to that predictability and repetitions. Now what repetitions mean here is that I have a friend of mine and she's a very beautiful girl but what she actually has been doing is that she's been uploading a lot of photographs, around 967 under her belt. But what the problem is that it's all on the same pose. She's been taking it from one hand there and smiling, oh buddy, smile. And the next time, each and every photograph has been like that. Either she's been your friends and uploading each and everything there, or she's been just in a one pose, or one big smile, one big curve like that. And everything actually has been the same, right? There's no variety in that snaps. And that is what I'm saying, you never get repetitive, because when people try to sense you and you try to get popular, and when you actually then become a bit repetitive in your approach, for example, you keep smiling every time, or you're just like a person with bad emotion, and that is what actually it means. So when you become that, you get repetitive, and when you get repetitive, you lose what I call as power. You might be repetitive in your work, but you get better. But when you get repetitive on an SN side, you lose power, because SN side is about variety. It's about being significant with variety, and that is what the real power to it is. The third one which I'm going to share with you is something which is great. You need to minimize what the other people are doing. There's a group there. You got to be with a group. But when you're on your own profile, you gotta minimize what your friends actually has been doing. There's a recent Auto Expo here, and everyone actually has been uploading the Auto Expo photographs. It's better you went there, but everyone went there, right? If you keep, pushing something which everyone else actually also has been doing, you actually tend to lose power. And you tend to lose that kind of significance which actually you have, which you could have by not doing that. But even if you want to do that, right, you need to do that in a very, very different manner. And I'm going to give you a great example for it. For example, I had one of my friends, and it's been New Year recently, so I wish you a happy New Year. But what we did, what was done on social sites was that everyone posing Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, and there have been around thousands of updates on it, But one of my friends did very, very intelligently. What he did was he wrote 2012, please be kind. Now, how's this? Which one is better? Happy New Year or 2012, please be kind? The second one, obviously, so if you want to do things, do them in a little bit different manner, a little bit manner which is more bottle theatrically, and you get something of what you want by being a little bit more different. And people like you, and you will get comments on it, and if I am actually the one who's reading it, I'll definitely comment on it. And that is what has been the real power to it. But trying to get these three things up. The fourth thing actually has been that, there might be some times when you actually want to be yourself, right? You have to be yourself sometimes. I know there's a big conclusion that I have made after so much years of being with my fellow friends and everyone is that people don't, accept you as who you are. Rather, they accept you as the one you pretend to be. The one whom you're pretending to be will be more pleasurable to them rather than the one who really are. And that is something which has been really, really, screws my head up. But you know what? You need to get with the society. You can be at your best, but you need to go in the flow of the river. And now what I'm going to tell you is something where you don't lose your originality. Right? You need to get weird, but sometimes. Because if you get weird always, that is going to put you into a loop of predictability again. That you're going to be weird this time again. And this is going to put people into a certainty that you are a weird person and you're going to lose power. So don't try to be perfect. Don't try to be exactly weird every time. Just try to be a weird sometimes so that people actually get attention from your side sometimes. So that people get attracted to you sometimes. So that you get that instant power when you need it. By doing something which is absolutely significant and which nobody else would have dreamt you of doing. And the last one is that originality pays. On any essence size or in any walk of life, being what you are and doing what you love to do will always pay you. And that is what it actually has been paying back again and again. If you actually did a status which has been copied down there from another side, that is not going to pay you back. So you need to be original sometimes, and you need to be what you are, and you need to put your own view sometimes as a test that are people accepting you as who you are. And if they're not, I know, I have just one thing for you. Fake it till you get it. And this is your buddy Rajat, thanking you a lot for watching my video. Here you go. Have a nice, great day ahead.